In this video, let's implement our preferred contact date field in our form using the Angular Material Date Picker component. The Angular Material Date Picker component is a large Angular component. There's a lot of options available from like date ranges, custom formats, to filters, and more. In this video, we'll cover how to set up the basic configuration. And in the next video, we'll take a look at how we can apply a filter to this date picker. As usual, let's start by taking a look at the documentation. On the left, I have the date picker component selected. And then under the overview tab, we'll implement this basic date picker to get us started. Under the code example, if we check out the TS file, a lot of these modules we have already imported in a prior video. For example, the MatInputModule. And that's given us access to this MatInput directive. We brought that in a prior video, and that also goes for the other one, this MatFormField module, and that falls under the FormField component. We set that up in the prior video as well. If you're not following along with the course, you want to make sure you're bringing in these two modules. In this video, we'll need to bring in the MatDatepickerModule. We'll import that. And also, we need to bring in this provide native date adapter function from Angular Material Core. To learn more about this, I can copy this and then jump over to this on the left here, this core, and search under the API, and we'll do a search. And we could bring this function into our provider array within our component since we have a standalone component. This function is used to configure the Angular Material Date Picker to work with our native JavaScript date object. Let's start off with the date picker module. I'll copy this module here and we'll bring this into our contact us component. Inside of our contact us form component, we'll add in the module at the top and then also add our module into the imports. And I'll break this onto a new line, give us some more space. Then towards the end, I'll add the date picker module. That's the only module we need to bring in. We're already bringing in the input module we'll need and also the form field module. Now we'll add in our adapter from Angular Material Core. And then since this is a standalone component, we could bring it in within our component here and we'll add in the providers array. And then you want to call this like it's a function. Then I need to make sure I close it up correctly. And that's the only changes we need to make within our TypeScript file. Inside the template, right below our current date picker, and that's this field here, I'll comment this out. We'll remove this shortly. And then right below this, I'll add in the snippet from the documentation. Thanks to the form field module that we already have imported within our TypeScript file, we have access to this element here. That also goes for the MatHint element. We have access to that because of the form field. Then the mat label here, we'll update this. We'll change it to preferred contact date. I'll just copy this and then move it into here. The native input is using the MatInput directive, and that is coming from the Angular Material Input component. And we're using the MatDatePicker input, and it has a value, the reference variable of picker. This is an input property that binds this input to the MatDatePicker instance with the reference variable picker. And in this case, it's this one right here. And it has a reference variable of picker. The MatDatePicker toggle element is a component that displays an icon button users can click to open the calendar pop-up. And then the mat icon suffix places the icon at the end of the input field. The for picker here tells the toggle which date picker it controls. There's one more change we want to make to this. To the input, we want to add the form control name since this is a reactive form. I'll grab this here, and right after the MatDatePicker input, I'll add in the control name. We can now remove this. We don't need that anymore. And also while we're here, we'll add a class here And this will add some styles to it. And I want it to be the half width. So I'll just copy this and add it here. That's the only changes we need to make for our date picker. Let's see how it looks in the browser. And now we have a date picker and our mat labels working, the preferred contact date, and also our mat hint showing up below the input field. Also, we have an icon thanks to the MatDatepickerModule toggle, and that is showing up on the right side or the end of the input field. And that's because we added in that mat icon suffix. Our calendar should open when we click on the button, and it does, so that part is working. And if we select a date to test this with our form, we could open up our console. We should log a object when we submit the form. And we should see June 16th within our object here. And that's inside the contact date, as you can see here. Now we can improve on this even a little bit more by adding in a filter. And we'll look into that in the next video.